So, it looks like the WBA President Gilberto Mendoza Jr. has added some clarity to the Inoue Akhmadaliev situation. Yeah, clarity that corroborates with the video that I dropped 6 months ago. Yes! Yes! Yeah, that same video where people said I was a hater and I didn't know what I was talking about.
You dumbass.
You just got to give it a little time, baby. You know, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And I was right and you was wrong. So guess who's laughing now? If
I tell you I'm good, probably you say I'm boasting. If I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, what's good, Boxing Talk family? It's your boy, Dr. PG Empress. Got to get money back for another YouTube video. Banger, man. Yes, sir. Yes, man. I don't know what time it is. The doctor's in the house, man. So check this out. As I said in the intro, man, the truth will always reveal itself, man. You know, not too long ago, a brief update on the situation has occurred, you know, from the WBA, particularly the president, Gilberto Mendoza Jr., you know, in regards to Akhmadaliev and Inoue situation. As you know, those of you who've been keeping up, Akhmadaliev had a fight for the interim belt for the WBA title, for interim WBA title at 122. He just won it by beating Ricardo Espinosa, 3-round stoppage. You know, it was brutal, right? And naturally, he called out Inoue again.
Yeah, I'm best. 122 pounds. Inoue, we're coming. Let's go.
And I've been saying that, you know, Inoue has been ordered to fight MJ Akhmadaliev because of his position in the WBA rankings. He's number one. You know, now Sam Goodman, who the fight has been called off because Sam Goodman suffered a cut, right? You know, he's the number one in WBO and IBF, but is not been ordered. So yes, he is in the mandatory position, but it's not a mandatory that has been called, you know. And let's talk about the WBC, which is David Picasso, you know, or Alan David Picasso Romero. He just had a fight this weekend as well, where he won in third round. By the third round again, you know, the Inoue opponents are going crazy. I guess they love that third round, right? He just won, and he solidified his opportunity to call for Inoue as well. You know, he's number one in the WBC, but again, his has never been ordered or called. MJ Akhmadaliev has for the WBA. And I said this 6 months ago, you know, and I also said in October that MJ Akhmadaliev was currently suing Inoue and getting the WBA involved to enforce their, you know, their restrictions on champions, you know, as far as their maneuverability when you have a mandatory that's in position and ready to fight for the belt, you know what I'm saying? And he hasn't been doing so, you know, he hasn't been adhering to the rules. So naturally, Akhmadaliev and his team, they are against that. They're opposed to that. So they filed a motion in court to make sure the fight happens. Well, Gilberto Mendoza, the president for the WBA, he has spoken and said, hey, man, you know, this fight should happen. You know, he took a little accountability, not much, but he took a little accountability. But basically what he said is right here. This is a key part of it. He says after Inoue fights Goodman, you know, in January 24th, he has 10 days to make the fight with Akhmadaliev, you know. And according to reports, I've also dropped this video as well. Go check it out. You know, with him and Picasso, Inoue has a plan to fight in April, potentially in America. He plans on fighting Picasso, you know, and then for a huge showdown against Juto Nakatani. That's the plans right now. You know, boxing moves with fluidity. Doesn't mean that he's definitively going to do it, but those are the plans, and it does not involve Akhmadaliev. So I said back then, you know, that don't be surprised if Akhmadaliev this motion in court, you know, don't be surprised if this forces Inoue to vacate and he'll be stripped, you know, and then Akhmadaliev will be elevated to a champ. And now he has an interim belt. Let's fast forward 6 months, and now Akhmadaliev is an interim belt holder of the WBA. So if he doesn't get the Inoue fight, please believe Inoue will be stripped and he'll be elevated to a full champion. Like I said, I just want to be very clear, man. I like Inoue. I'll say it again. I think it doesn't matter if I like him though. But I do think Inoue beats Akhmadaliev. I think Inoue beats everybody at 122. However, just because I think that he beats him doesn't mean that somebody does not deserve the fight. Akhmadaliev deserves the fight, and I do think that's the best fight at 122. And I do think Akhmadaliev could beat him, you know, which is why he's hesitant to fight him. But most importantly, though, I just want to be very clear, man. You know, I don't hate on any fighters. I love boxing, you know. But when people say that, you know, they're mad at me because I just report the news and I put forth my due diligence. I'm very thorough and meticulous about the things that I report, you know, and I just report it to y'all. People will come and attack me, you know, but I'm built for it, baby. That's cool. I'm built for it. You know what I'm saying? Come on. It ain't gonna stop me or deter me from doing what I feel like is my purpose, you know. I'm gonna give you the real boxing news. Now, I don't care if you like it. I don't care if they like it. You know, you can dislike it all you want. But I love the truth. So you can call me a hater or all this other stuff. It doesn't matter, because when it comes to fruition and it seems like I'm right, it is prevalent. It is obvious that I'm right, you know, and all this stuff comes into fruition that I said was going to happen. Then you got to respect it. You know what I'm talking about? So keep being mad and emotional about your favorite fighter. I'll just keep telling you what it is, you know. But anyway, I think Akhmadaliev deserves a shot. Whether he gets it or not, I don't know. You know, he may not get it. Inoue could go fight Picasso. He could go fight Junto Nakatani. He could go fight Rafael Espinosa or Nick Ball or Bruce Shushu Carrington in divisions above. But we got to keep the same energy. You know what I'm saying? When we talked about Canelo Alvarez, right? The whole thing about him was, oh, if he's not going to fight, let's say David Benavidez, then he needs to vacate the title. We said the same thing about Terrence Bud Crawford in regards to Boots. Oh, if he's not going to fight Boots, then he needs to vacate the title. You know, so we said the same thing about Canelo before Benavidez moved up to light heavyweight. We said the same thing about Bud before he moved up to 154. And so, you know, we got to say the same thing about Inoue. Unless he moves up or he goes and fights Junto Nakatani, it doesn't matter. But you got to vacate the belt and let other people who are deserving of the opportunity get the opportunity to actually be a champion. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is, man. So we'll see how it goes. Hey, after he fights Sam Goodman, he has 10 days, and he's really lucky that they're allowing him to do that too, you know. So that was the terms of the litigation that Akhmadaliev was filing, him and his team. They're like, yeah, if you go through with this purse bid on behalf of the IBF and Sam Goodman with Inoue and Goodman, that fight, then we're gonna take you to court. And that's what happened, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it goes, man. They called him after the fight. We'll see if the fight happens. Now I'll tell you what I think, my opinion. I don't think he fights him, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying? He could fight him, and I hope he fights him, but I don't think so. I think that, you know, he wants to go fight Junto Nakatani, and he wants to go fight, maybe move up to featherweight. I don't think Akhmadaliev is in his plans, and you know, they've been talking about Picasso, but if he does fight him, I love that fight, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you're going to call the people out for avoiding or ducking their opponents, then you have to keep the same energy for Naoya Inoue. I don't care what your feelings are. So yeah, man, that's it right there. We ride it again, man. So if you like real boxing news and not that goofy groupie bullshit over there, then you're in the right channel. But if you just like to hear things that benefit your favorite fighter all the time, then please go somewhere else, man. This is not the channel for you. I promise you that. Don't forget to smack that like button. You know what I'm saying? But most importantly, remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.